How I accidentally became the Tooth Fairy's worst enemy. When I was 7, I lost my first tooth. I was hyped. I'd heard all about the Tooth Fairy from my friends. How she'd leave money under your pillow. How she was magical. How she could totally tell if you'd been brushing properly. So naturally, I was ready to cash in. I put my tooth under my pillow that night, along with a little note that said, "Dear Tooth Fairy, please leave $5. P.S. I brushed twice a day. I was a hustler even back then." Then I went to sleep, dreaming of all the candy I was gonna buy. The next morning, I woke up and checked under my pillow. The tooth was gone, but instead of $5, there was a single dollar bill and a note that said, "Nice try. Inflation hasn't hit the Tooth Fairy yet. TF." I was furious. I marched into the kitchen, waving the note at my mom, and demanded to know why the Tooth Fairy was so cheap. My mom, trying not to laugh, said, "Well, maybe she's on a budget," but I wasn't having it. I decided, then and there, that I was going to expose the Tooth Fairy for the scam artist she was. That night, I set a trap. I tied a piece of dental floss to my next loose tooth and tied the other end to my bedpost. My plan was to catch the Tooth Fairy red-handed and demand a raise. Long story short, the Tooth Fairy did not appreciate my ingenuity. When I woke up the next morning, the tooth was gone, but instead of money, there was another note. "Nice try, kid. You're on the naughty list now." TFI showed the note to my mom, who finally cracked and told me the truth about the Tooth Fairy. I was devastated, not because she wasn't real, but because I'd been outsmarted by a fictional character. To this day, my mom still brings it up. Remember